Hi everyone. Today we are diving into a story woven from the most deeply touching words. Welcome to ZARD's Forever, a J-pop story. In the 1990s, one voice defined an era in Japan. It belonged to Sakay Izumi, the lead singer of the legendary rock band ZARD. Known for her meticulous dedication to lyrics and her incredibly private nature, Izumi-san wasn't just a singer. She was a poet who valued language above all else. We'll explore her journey, from her early days to becoming a million-selling artist with hits like Macanade. We will also look closely at her 1997 masterpiece, Eien, Forever, a song that captured the hidden and profound depths of human emotion. Though she left us far too soon in 2007, her music continues to resonate, proving that some melodies truly are forever. Let's begin
Hey
the
everyone,
journey.
and welcome. Today we are diving deep into a song that is, without a doubt, one of the most iconic ballads in J-pop history. We're talking about Eien, or Forever, by the legendary group ZARD. It's an absolutely beautiful song, but it's also one that was born right in the middle of a major cultural conversation.
And to really get us in the right mindset, let's start with this quote that just perfectly captures the artist's spirit. We're about to explore a song where every single word matters. Every phrase was chosen with incredible care by ZARD's enigmatic vocalist and soul lyricist, the brilliant Izumi Sakay. So here's how we're going to break this masterpiece down. First, we'll talk about the artist herself, then get into the really interesting story behind the song. After that, we'll dive into the poetry of the lyrics, explore its stunning visuals, and finally, really understand its lasting legacy. Okay, first things first. To really get this song, you have to get the artist. So let's set the stage and talk about ZARD, a musical force that basically defined the 1990s in Japan. And at its center, the incredibly private but brilliant Izumi Sakay. I mean, ZARD's success was just staggering. We're talking 9 consecutive million-selling albums. That's a record that still stands today. But what's so fascinating is that despite this insane popularity, ZARD was famously mysterious. They pretty much stopped appearing on TV after 1993, which just made the music and Sakai's voice speak that much louder.
So who was Izumi Sakay? Well, she was the heart and soul of ZARD. She wasn't just the singer, she was the poet. Her introspective, deeply personal lyrics and that clear, emotional voice, that was the ZARD sound. It's what created such a powerful connection with millions of listeners. And her shyness, it just added to her mystique, making her feel both like a huge star and someone you could really relate to.
So, how did a song like Forever even come to be? Well, it wasn't just another single they decided to write. Oh no, this was a song commissioned for a story that had the entire nation talking.
So back in 1997, Forever became the theme for Lost Paradise. And this wasn't just any TV show, it was a cultural phenomenon. It was based on a huge best-selling novel about a really intense and tragic story of a forbidden love affair between 2 married people. The drama was a smash hit, and it needed a theme song that could capture all that complexity, that passion, and that sadness. And that massive task fell to ZARD.
Here are the quick facts on the single. You've got Izumi Sakay, of course, writing the lyrics, tailoring them perfectly to the drama's themes. And the music, that grand, sweeping sound, was composed by Akihito Tokunaga. It created such a powerful foundation for Sakai's poetry.
You know, this wasn't just some commercial gig for Sakay. She personally loved this kind of grand orchestral sound, the kind with lots of strings and a symphonic feel. And because she connected with the style so much, she was able to pour even more of her artistic soul into the track, making it so much more than just a simple TV theme. Okay, now we're getting to the absolute core of the song, the lyrics. Just think about the challenge she had here. How do you write about a controversial, some might say immoral affair, but do it with grace, with poetry, and with a kind of universal emotion? Her solution was just brilliant. Sakay herself said it. The central theme was simply secret. By focusing on that one idea, she completely transformed the story. It wasn't about judgment or scandal anymore. It became this profound, intimate narrative about the intense, hidden world that's shared between just 2 people. This line, it's the song's central haunting question. It just so beautifully captures how fragile the relationship is. It's a love that only exists in the now, in that little space between the 2 of us. And from that tiny, fragile space, she dares to ask if something as huge and infinite as eternity could even be possible. And then, this line hits. It's this powerful shift from questioning to just absolute devotion. It's saying that the commitment is so total that the risk of losing everything else, your reputation, your family, your stability, it all just fades away. The love itself is everything. And if you have that, then you're not afraid of losing anything else. It's such a radical and beautiful declaration.
Of course, a song this grand with a theme of eternity needed visuals that could match that feeling. And they really captured it perfectly, from the album art all the way to the music video. The visual choices here were so intentional. For the singles cover, that's not just some standard font. They actually had the author of the original novel, Junichi Watanabe, personally write the kanji for Eien. How cool is that? It creates this direct artistic link to the story's roots. And then for the video, they went all the way to a dry lake bed in California. So why a desert? Well, think about it. It's a landscape that feels infinite, empty, and totally outside of time. It created this powerful image of Izumi Sakai, this solitary figure against a boundless backdrop, which perfectly mirrors the lyrics, that mix of deep personal intimacy and this vast eternal emotion. The isolation of the desert is like the secret world of the lovers. All right, let's bring it all home and look at how this song, which started out as a theme for a TV drama, grew into something so much more, a really defining part of Izumi Sakai's artistic and personal legacy. Forever really does encapsulate everything that made Izumi Sakai such an unforgettable artist. It shows off her poetic sincerity, her love for these grand melodies, and her incredible ability to find universal feelings in very specific situations. But its deepest meaning is personal. The fact that the single word, Eien, is reportedly on her final resting place, it just transforms it from a song title into her own personal epitaph. Well, through a timeless melody, a poetic journey into a secret love, and an unbreakable connection to an artist who is both a legend and deeply private, ZARD's Forever answers that question by showing us exactly how music can take one fleeting, fragile moment and make it feel like it will last for an eternity.